This is a reminder move for Hannah Somatic Education, lesson number 3, from Tom Hannah's Feet, Knees, and Pelvis tape set. And the title of this lesson is Bringing the Foot to Standing. So please lie on your back with both of your arms on either side of your body and gently scan yourself for the spaces in which your body lifts away from the floor and where your body presses down into the floor. Now, when you have a good idea of what type of contact or connection you have with the ground, please come up to sitting and sit cross-legged. And just notice for yourself how high your legs rest from the floor. I mean, are they straight up towards the ceiling? Are they flopping down towards the floor? Are they somewhere in between? Is it a comfortable position? Is it an uncomfortable position for you? Now, once you get a good idea of how you sit cross-legged on the ground, please come up onto your hands and your knees. And do your best to have equal pressure between your knees and your hands. So you're not leaning on your hands too much, you're not leaning on your knees too much. Your hands are about shoulder width apart, and your feet and your knees, rather, are about shoulder width apart as well. Now, while leaving your right knee on the ground and acting as a pivot, begin to turn your right foot to the outside. So you're going to take your ankle towards the outside, your toes towards the outside, your right foot towards the outside. And then after a few times, continue turning your foot towards the outside, and then begin to turn your head, bend at the waist, and look at your right foot. So it's turn, bend at the waist, look over your right, catch a glimpse of your right foot, and then come back. Now, turning your right foot to the right, and then begin also taking it all the way to the left. So as you turn your foot to the right and you look over your right side, bending at the waist, you see your right foot on the right side, and then bring your right foot to the left, take your head the opposite direction, and try and catch a glimpse of it. Now begin to do the same thing with your left knee. So keep your left knee flat down on the ground, acting as a pivot point, and begin to just gently start to take your left foot towards the outside and then back. And after a few times, begin to take it towards the outside and then bend at the waist, look towards the left to catch a glimpse of that left foot. And then begin to take it all the way to the left and then all the way back over to the right, following with your head and your eyes. And then please rest on your stomach. Now, come back on up to your knees and go back to doing what you were doing before. So you're going to use your right knee as a pivot and begin turning your foot towards the outside, your right foot, and begin looking towards your foot, towards the right and the left. Nice and easy, side to side, and then rest for a moment. Now this time, begin lifting your knee from the ground and turning your instep so that it begins to lay flat on the floor. So that means that when you lift your knee from the ground, your heel is going to go towards the floor. So your foot was going to pivot the opposite direction. So your big toe and your heel are going to move down towards the ground, and then let it come back down. And begin gradually lifting your right knee higher and higher so that the instep can solidly rest on the floor. And then do the same on your left side. Again, using your big toe and your instep as kind of that pivot. Lift your knee up towards away from the floor. taking your instep, your heel, and your toes down towards the ground. And then leave this alone, rest on your stomach. Now, as you're laying down on your stomach, please turn your face to the right and place your left ear on the back of your hands. And gently lift your head off of the back of your hands and begin sliding your head forward and backward, as if you're going to touch your nose to your right shoulder and the back of your head to your left shoulder. So side to side, easy. It's like you're sliding it in the air. And then turn your head and do the same thing. And then leave this alone and rest for a moment. Now please again turn your head to the right and lift your right elbow up towards the ceiling and rest your palm on the floor as if you're going to do a push-up. And begin sliding your face under that bridge that's created by your arm. So slide down and under and then come back. Slide down and under and then come back. And then as you continue to do this, begin sliding your right leg up and to the right. So as if your knee and your nose are going to touch underneath the bridge of your arm. And then rest for a moment. Change your hands over, so lift your left hand up as if you're going to do a push-up. Begin to slide your head and your nose underneath your arm, and then begin to add the leg. So slide the leg up as you bring your knee and your nose closer together, and then come farther apart. And then leave this alone, rest on your stomach. Now again, come back up onto your hands and knees, and again, begin to lift your right knee up and pushing your instep down. So you lift the knee, push the instep down, and then let the knee come down. And eventually begin to turn your knee out farther and farther and begin twisting at your hips so you can stand fully on your right foot. So twist and turn so you can make it so. Rest for just a moment on your hands and knees and then change over to the other side. So begin to push that instep down as you lift your knee up, twisting and turning, looking over towards your left foot and your knee. And then leave this alone, rest on your stomach. Now this is where it gets interesting, so come back up onto your hands and knees and begin sliding your right leg forward around your left knee and then return it to neutral. So you're bringing your knee up and in towards your chest and then bringing your leg around the front and then coming back to neutral. And then do the same thing with your left. Now, continue to do the same movement, but alternate. So right leg up and around the front and then come back, left leg up and around the front and then come back. So you end up crawling forward. And see if you can continue to do this and reverse it, crawl backwards. And then leave this alone, lie on your back and rest. So a comparison you can use for yourself is when you're ready, go ahead and sit back up, sit cross-legged, and see if it's easier. See if it's gentler, see if it's simpler, and see if there's a change for you. But let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing what you have to say, and I look forward to talking to you soon.